Maura Gillespie joins us now. She's the founder and principal of BlueStack Strategies, a political consulting and public relations firm. Maura, thank you so much for joining us. It's interesting that we heard the former president speak before a town hall of female voters in Georgia. What did you make about his claim that he is the father of IVF, the weird wording aside, just the fact that he still can't find a specific narrative to take when it comes to the issue of reproductive rights and freedoms?
To me, it comes across very tone deaf because I don't believe that former President Trump really knows, one, how to message or speak to women. He uses terms like that because it's ego fluffing for him. He talking about being the father of IVF, that everyone wanted him to do what he did with Roe v. Wade. Everyone wanted it. They just didn't, do it. He talks about the most bestest, the most beautiful, the best. He just talks in these terms that isn't actually telling us how and what he would do. And unfortunately, it's not serving us as the voting population, helping us figure out which way to go with our votes coming up here and that are happening now and in the next few weeks. But I don't think that it was as great as he thinks it may have gone for him.
Yeah, and sometimes, just speaking of tone deaf, sometimes his appeals to women are straight up awkward. So back on September 23rd in Indiana, he essentially said to women, you will be protected. I will be your protector. Women will be healthy, happy, confident, and free. You will no longer be thinking about abortion. So it just really speaks to his inability to message effectively on this issue and other issues as well.
And is that really what we need? Is a man to come in and tell us he's going to save the day for us? No. The women make up more than half the population now. We have long been fighting for equality and to have a equal, a seat at the table. We don't just want a seat. We want to be considered and run the table, quite frankly. But he continues to talk in terms of, I'll help you. I'll make things better for you. Not saying how, because I don't think he truly understands the issues that are impacting women. And again, by talking in terms of not being direct about how he would handle women's health isn't helping us, and only talking in vague terms does not give women the confidence. And to be honest, his background and his past comments about women and how he treats women doesn't really bode well for women wanting to go out and vote for him. I'm not going to go out and vote against myself, essentially. And that would, for me, what a vote for Donald Trump would be a vote against myself. And I think that for Republicans, I'm a Republican, and I really want to just say this very quickly. You don't have to vote for Donald Trump. You can vote Republican down ballot, but you do not have to vote for Donald Trump. You don't have to vote for Kamala Harris. You can write in, but you don't have to vote for Donald Trump to stay a Republican. And I wish more Republicans would go out there and say that.
It's interesting, Maura, because Sarah Longwell, the executive director of Republican Voters Against Trump, called 2024 the most gendered election she has seen yet, especially among younger voters. I'm curious what you make of that, why that's the case, and who you think stands to benefit more. Because we've also been focusing on Kamala Harris struggling to gain more support among men, particularly black men or men that don't have a college education.
There is still a deep-seated idea that, and I think that unfortunately we've come a long way, but I don't think that we're there yet. But there are just people in this country who will not vote for a woman for president, no matter how qualified or credentialed she may be. That just is I think in some ways the country isn't prepared to do that yet. I wish they would be. I think, as a little girl, I always thought, I'll be the first female president, or, so-and-so will be the first female president. It's important that we have these dreams, and I want young girls to see this finally happen at some point in my lifetime. I would really like for this to happen, but I do think, to your point, this gender divide and to what Sarah Longwell has said, she's not wrong. Obviously, she does these focus groups probably better than anyone. And the unfortunate reality is that there are just some people in this country who will not vote to elect a woman to the highest office in the land.
And
despite the fact that women are better at handling multiple things, we can multitask pretty well. I think that a woman is very qualified.
While we do talk about women being particularly motivated by issues like abortion, reproductive rights, IVF, etc., it is important to remember that women are not this sort of monolithic, one issue voting bloc, and they are affected by the same issues that affect male voters, be it inflation, the economy, the border crisis, immigration, that sort of thing. When it comes to the economy, because obviously in this town hall with Harris Faulkner, a lot of the questions were actually about the economy, let's be honest. When it comes to the economy, how much of an advantage does Donald Trump have with white, suburban, working class women?
Quite a bit. Republicans are largely viewed as better on the economy, and so going into it with that, you already have sort of an advantage. And again, I think that people have mistrust with both sides. But with Kamala Harris, they don't know exactly if they can trust, because she is part of the current administration. She's currently vice president, and they're not feeling as though they're able to get ahead, not only with the inflation and grocery prices and things of that nature, but also housing. To buy a home is really hard. And both candidates have talked about it. More so, Kamala Harris has come out with her versions of plans. Donald Trump talking about tariffs. I think it's being misrepresented in a lot of ways, because both plans, by all accounts, would be pretty costly. So, I think that there's a level of trust. Some may have more trust in Republicans just generally, but with Donald Trump specifically, he doesn't know what it feels like not to be able to afford groceries. He doesn't know what it feels like not to be able to afford a home. So I don't know that we can, as a society and as a country, relate as much, nor can he relate to us. So when he talks just in, I'll fix everything, I'll make it better, day one, we've got to really caution ourselves not to just want to believe that because it sounds nice, but really look into how would that happen.
All right, Maura Gillespie, thank you so much. As we noted, Kamala Harris will be giving an interview to Fox News later today, and we'll bring you any latest and covering that for you tomorrow as well.
Absolutely.